special against this one. Too fast for you.
I knew you would prevail, Master.
I dare say, the Arisen could have defeated this lot without us.
That was certainly worthwhile.
I shan't let them harm you.
My word. This ox cart has been destroyed. The work of goblins, mayhap.
One cannot be too careful.
In traversing other worlds, I came to know of a treasure chest in this area. Perchance you'd like to see it.
Got the enemy right where I need them. Let that up.
We are at our best when we combine our strength. Materials, eh? I shan't deny. They have their uses.
Well now, whatever brings you here? These are perilous times. You'd have us evacuate with the encampment? I am touched by your kindness, friend, but we'll
Now, I'll hear none of that. I'll see you to safety. Besides, I should hope this good soul has earned your trust by now. After all that goodwill and the long trek out here to ward...
Oh, very well, my love, if you insist. It seems we'll be accepting your offer after... Would you be so kind as to escort us to our destination?
Let us see our charges to the encampment. But be mindful. The path seems much changed since last we walked it. That was certainly worthwhile. Come to think of it, our ranks have gone unchanged for a while now. Our combined might is a force to be reckoned with. I say, we forge on together for as long as we may.
Well, here we are. How long before the evacuation begin?
Would you find Ser Ernesto and tell him we've arrived? Let him know that we'll wait here till the time comes.
Sir, I implore you to reconsider. Surely you can see that the situation is dire.
How many times must I say it? I'll not be ordered about. Not by you. Now bugger off and leave me alone.
Ah, good. I'm afraid there's another matter for which I must beg your assistance. It concerns the fellow I was just speaking with. Sir Lamond, his name is. The man's something of a regular at our hot springs. I sought him out to tell him of the evacuation, but he has flatly refused to join us. I must confess, Could I prevail upon... At this point, methinks anything I say will fall on deaf ears.
Sir Lamond is as mighty as 100 soldiers. 'Twould be reassuring to have his aid. Shall we speak with him? I quite agree.
Fancy meeting ye here, cuz. Did you want some? Not this again. I'm here to live my life as I see fit. I'll not be ordered about by anyone. Not even ye. Oh, bollocks. Course ye'd make... Aye, fine. I'll do it. Seeing as ye... Can't say I'll be glad to leave this place behind. But you've my word. I'll get them to safety.
Sir Lamond shall be a boon to the evacuation effort. Let us inform Sir Ernesto of our success. Right you are.
I cannot thank you, and we shall fare much better on the road with Sir Lamont's arm to defend. 'Twill be slow going, mind. We have wounded whom we must accommodate. Yet, come what may, I swear to see them all.
And here we are, in the blink of an eye. Shall we take stock of our surroundings?
Not a care in the world, just as it should be.
Fancy a look at my wares? Your Majesty, how glad I am to see you safe. Where have you been? The end of the world. Are things truly so dire? Though, I am aware of the dragon attack on Melv. We received word that naught but a smoking ruin remains. 'Twas a tragedy, and I would not see it repeated. However, without a clear path, we in the Guard shall be hard-pressed to forestall the impending crisis. You would have me evacuate the city. Ever since the fall of Melv, the citizens of Vernworth have lived in fear that their homes are next to be assailed. If there is safe harbor to be found elsewhere, I believe, but I doubt I could convince the people of this city to abandon their homes. I were terrified they may. Methinks your Majesty would do better. After the false sovereign vanished and the world was altered, His Grace has been the one keeping order here in Vermont. If the people will heed anyone, 'tis him.
'Tis admirable how Regent King Sven has taken up command of the kingdom. We would be remiss not to offer him our aid.
Understood. We seem to have arrived without issue. But are we safe here? We shall remain here.
So you've come. I'm glad to see you. Captain Brandt has already apprised me of your proposal. A full-scale evacuation of... Truth be told, I had reached the same conclusion. So long as we cower within these walls, we must live. My ministers have approved the plans, and I have petitioned the encampment survivors and the Thieves' Guild for aid. The only remaining obstacle is my mother. She has set herself stubbornly against any such flight. I have tried to make her see reason, but of late she has taken to shutting herself in. However, I fear that my position permits me to entertain her fancy no longer. I must put the needs of the common folk before... Now, there are a few matters I must attend to before we can evacuate, and I would fain welcome your assistance. We will require several ox carts to carry the sick and aged out of the city. Might I prevail upon you to petition? You may assure him that the Royal Treasury will foot any and all expenses.
Queen Regent Disa hardly leaves her chambers, and all her meals come back scarcely touched. Between you and me, I fear for her health.
Have you come to claim my life, Arisen? Well, far be it from me to deny, but I shall go to the grave with a smile on my lips, for I have no regrets. All I did for my... So do as you will. I have no intention of begging. Do with me as you will. The throne and its powers. The throne and its powers hold no meaning. The throne...
To train, arms procure. No time for sleep. Wait for the new equipment coming.
I'll make a living if I get myself injured. Can't help but talking of this.
You are in need of healing. Allow me. Wait a moment. Whatever 'tis you need, I shall gladly oblige.
I shall brook no neck.
Be gone with you, ruffian. These carts are mine. I paid good gold for them. And if you think I'll surrender a single one, you'd best think again. I require the use of all of them to transport my wealth to safety. Fine. What are you doing? Put that away. No! Spare me! I pray you! I fear for my life.
Well, reckon he won't be coming back here in a hurry. As a matter of fact, I'd like to thank you for that. It didn't sit right, see? Having my wares claimed by some puffed-up minister trying to save his own skin. Anyhow, as long as I've got my gold, who takes the carts is no concern of mine. And if that craven comes crawling back, I'll tell him bandits took them.
They say a crisis reveals one's true character, but that man was no less miserably selfish than he always seemed.
I quite agree.
The only person I believe in is myself. Nice place, this. Materials, eh? I shan't deny. They have their uses.
We shall await you here, Master.
Would that all my days were so trained. Not sure why I'm troubled. Suppose I fancy it. Sometimes I wonder if I'm...
Mother, I must beg your forgiveness. I believed that you desired to make me sovereign solely for your own benefit. Yet in truth, you sought to better the lot of our people.
Ah, but I would have benefited. And handsomely at that. Besides, I cannot deny that I was proud. I wished to see my own son on the throne, and no other.
Even so, I cannot help but feel that all of this could have been avoided. Had I only been more if I had but better known your heart, I could have shared in your burdens. You would not have had to suffer alone, and perhaps together we could have walked a better path.
Oh, Sven.
Mother, I beg you, join the evacuation. You need not fall with this city. I would not see you take your crimes wholly on your... That weight is as much mine to bear as 'tis yours.
My son, you truly would make of... Your kindness will save many lives. Of that I have no doubt.
Ah, you've returned. How fares your procurement of those carts? You do? That puts paid to the last of our preparations. I will inform...
You have my gratitude.
Spare me talk of sovereigns and lend me your ear. Have you a mind to hear my request? Most gracious.
Magma scales! There! Ice attacks will soon see the Skofeld.
I can't watch.
I wonder what rumors tomorrow has in. Can hardly afford. Any interesting tidings to share?
Perhaps this will seem of little consequence, but some masters rearrange their party at the drop of a hat. One such arisen dismissed me after only half a day of service.
Fascinating.
I shan't let them find you.
Not bad. Perhaps you might join the fight yourself. Well said.
That was a skillful bit of fingering. You do your vocation proud.
fails to destroy us only enhances our chances against future adversaries.
Much of take this with my thanks.
During my time with Lord Phases, I found myself in a strange state of being. Though my mind was perpetually unclear, I always felt your presence, Master. I cannot explain it. Mayhap 'twas made possible by the bond we share.
Yep, that's where our heartening thoughts end. For the world is now in peril, and there is much to be done. Must we run everywhere? You are an impatient one, Arisen.
Let us endeavor to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
Her Majesty has begun her supplications. None may see her ere they conclude.
Stay your hand, Vera. This one may pass. Come hither. We would speak. So you are returned, Sarah. We are gladdened to find you safe and well in the midst of... Now, to what do we owe the pledge? You would have... 'Tis no small thing you ask of us. We will require some time to consider. For now, prithee speak with Sir Manella. You will doubtless find her patrolling the city. Her assistance will be indispensable if we... I fear...
Who might you be?
Prithee, speak with Sir Manella. Her assistance will be indispensable.
Slim pickings of late.
I must earn.
All this patrolling does a number of...
The so-called Forbidden Magic Research Lab appears to have been constructed rather recently.
That does seem to be the case. What's more, only a select few are granted entry.
It is all very secretive. I wonder what the citizenry make of it.
Our research shall save the world entire.
To mediate, Master. Due caution is advised, methinks.
I quite agree.
Put your back into it. Well met, sir. How am I
Show 'em what you're made of, cuz. You'll get what's come. Haven't you had enough?
I'll not take that from you.
Is that the best we can do?
Looking for aught in particular?
Oi! I saw it first. Phew. Trust a flea-ridden hide to take it.
Why must I share with a fangless one? This is no more your food than Batal is your land.
make me lose my temper.
You there! You couldn't have come at a better time. Put this upstart in his place for me, won't you? Go on, lay into him. If that's what you think, why don't you mind your...
Aye, clear off. Pretty words shan't fill our...
You said it's bad to hurt people. Wow! Thanks, sir. Sir Rakim, would you...
Really? Thanks. That's mighty kind of you. If only our fathers could do the same.
Oi, leave my kid alone.
You're not some child snatcher, are you?
Wait. You shared your food with them. Thank you, sir. As for you, Nomos, it would seem we were both...
Aye. Mayhap we're not so different after all. And we both had children fed. We've no reason to quarrel.
The desire to protect one's kin transcends race and culture. It just goes to show, we are none of us so different.
Resounding success.
Ah! You're just riding on your...
You slander my honor, sir! I demand a duel. This is no business of yours.
Now, Narborough, if we are to duel, we ought to have a witness. Otherwise, who's to say the victor fought with honor?
Aye, true enough. Without a witness, either of us could simply kill the other, then disavow the use of any underhandedness. Well, sir, what say you? Will you watch over us while I take this scoundrel to task? This knave dared to slight... He said my swordsmanship was hardly fit to wound a training dummy. The bloody nerve of him.
And I'd say it again. It was your dear father's patronage that made you a sentinel, not your own skill.
Very well. I'll not force the issue, but do keep back, lest you become entangled in the fray.
Ah! Let us settle this, once and for all!
You made a proper start.
Stay back!
Pray.
Do not.
Back!
Have you
Do not
lost
wish to
your
injure
wits? Keep your distance.
That's odd.
Show the blackguard you're not to be trifled with.
You... How dare you interrupt a battle between honorable...
Such humiliation shan't go unanswered.
Trust in yourself as I trust in you.
Don't think I'll stand.
Don't think I'll stand for this.
You have my protection.
Look at us, put in our place like a pair of helps.
I ought to thank you for holding up a mirror to our foolishness. We've better things to do than squabble over petty slights.
Aye, consider your lesson well taught. Methinks I'd best reapply myself to my training.
I was most surprised when you intervened in their duel. Did you aim to temper their pride by proving neither your equal?
Not bad, all things considered.
I've had well enough of your nitpicking.
I reckon the world would be better off without you.
Oi, you!
Aye, leave off or we'll make you.
I've never heard such nonsense.
Courage is as courage does. Say. Caution in
Cowardice or a hand's you!
Have you lost your bloody mind? Reckon you can just cut us down in the street? What's the matter with you? Eh? Fine, fine. We'll set our squabble aside for today, so bother us no more.
I've wares aplenty, as you can see.
Ah, Sir Arisen. In less pressing circumstances, I would take issue with your methods, but I cannot deny your efficacy. The people of Batal are big. We shall see the fruits of your labors when the time comes. Pray, return to Empress Nadinia, and apprise her of your doings. I must remain here to ensure no further. Heavens only know how many lives you have saved this day.
What say we report back to Empress Nadinia? Her Majesty ought to be willing to commence the evacuation now.
By your leave.
Certainly, Arisen. How might I be of aid?
None of these milk sops are worth.
'Tis high time I began to witness and know clear my mind of irksome thoughts.
One of our ministers informs us that you have been espied in the city. Result, you have our Your journey continues, does it not?
Pray excuse the interruption, Your Majesty, but I fear time is upon us. I would see you prepared for...
Indeed. Forgive us, but we must take our leave.
Discord twixt the horns and my people must end.
Well, this is no good. Can't let myself get...